Hello and good afternoon. My name is Brianna Logan, and I am one of your co hosts today. We'll begin in 3 minutes to allow everyone a chance to log on. In the meantime, sit back, relax, feel free to grab a drink or some popcorn, and get ready for our virtual concert.
You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness. But still, like life, I'll rise.
I refuse to accept the view that mankind is so tragically bound to the starless midnight of racism and war, that the bright daybreak of peace and brotherhood can never become a reality.
We declare our right on this earth to be a man, to be a human being, to be respected as a human being, to be given the rights of a human being in this society, on this earth, in this day, which we intend to bring into existence by any means necessary.
Soul has no color, no shape, no form. You have the power to change perception, to inspire and empower, and to show people how to embrace their complications and see the flaws and the true beauty and strength that's inside all of us.
That's right. I have wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning, throw thunder in jail. Only last week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick.
Change will not come if we wait for some other person, or if we wait for some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for.
For those who marched, and for those who prayed, and for those who sang and bled, and for those who believed, and for those who died, I stand as 10,000 to the 10th power.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our virtual Black History Month concert, sponsored by the Black Employee Networks at Renaissance and Nearpod. My name is Chastity McFarland. Oh, my colleague Robert is muted.
And I'm Robert Bryant, and we're the co-chairs of the Renaissance Black Employee Network. Renaissance Employee Resource Group for employees who identify as Black. We're really excited to team up with the Nearpod Black Employee Network to provide you, our colleagues, customers, and communities with an educational and entertaining celebration of Black history.
Now, we all know the amazing triumphs, accomplishments, and contributions of Black people should be celebrated throughout the year. But during Black History Month, we like to put in a little extra effort. It's the perfect opportunity to remind ourselves, and sometimes others, of the rich legacies we established yesterday, the beautiful culture we keep alive today, and the inconceivable greatness that is still to come.
And that's exactly what we're here to do. And what better way to kick off the concert than with the cherished song we've adopted as the Black National Anthem. Please feel free to sing along as our colleague Nicholas leads us.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing a rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us thus far on the way, thou who hast by thy might led us into the light. Keep us forever in the path, we pray. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met thee. Lest our hearts drunk with the wine of the world before forget thee, shadowed beneath thy hand, may we forever stand true to our God, true to our native land, true to our God, true to our native land.
Let me give the man some applause. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Brian Smith.
And I'm Nick Starr.
Dude, I'm getting a little churchy up in here.
Chills. That's amazing.
Well, did you know that Lift Every Voice and Sing was actually a hymn written as a poem by James Weldon Johnson, who was at the time working with the NAACP in 1900.
Wow.
Yeah. Actually, his brother John helped write the music for the lyrics. And what they were doing was putting together a 500-piece school children orchestra.
Wow.
And they actually put this on blast live in Jacksonville, Florida for President Abraham Lincoln's birthday.
That's amazing.
Yep.
And as you mentioned, at the turn of the century, Johnson's lyrics really eloquently capture that solemn yet hopeful appeal for Black liberation.
Right.
And as you mentioned, it is a hymn. It started off as a hymn.
Right.
And so set against the religious invocation of God and the promise of freedom, that song, which this is the part I didn't know, was then later adopted 50 years later, right? 50 years later by the NAACP, and was prominently used as the rallying cry during the civil rights movement of the 50s and 60s.
Yeah, what's really cool is actually still relevant today. Yes. Today, now that we've actually opened up with the timeless voices of our past and set the stage to how music has always been foundational to our collective movement.
Yes.
How about we give a little context to what's about to go down today?
Yeah, so at Flocabulary, we know that using music helps to carry a message, very similar to the essence of the words of what we just heard in Lift Every Voice and Sing, sung by the wonderful Nicholas Knight. So whether that message is to teach, to reach, and as we all know, sometimes in our family means sometimes to preach.
Oh, where's my organ track right now?
Right?
Come on now.
So music can transcend so many barriers and invite so many people in.
Yes, and we do that in education.
Yes.
You know, we want to make sure that our students are met where they are.
Yes.
And how best do we connect with our students while sharing information at the same time? Through music.
Through music, for sure. A person who embodied that understanding of educating the masses through words was author and activist and our favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Our favorite, Mr. James Baldwin.
JB.
Yes. So we're going to hear about his story in a minute.
Yeah.
But first, we would like to introduce who is going to be telling his story.
Right. So one of our artists here at Flocabulary, Dave Berger, will actually tell us the story about James Baldwin. But Dave was actually born in Queens, New York.
Get the money.
But also spent her time living in Brooklyn. Come on now.
Brooklyn.
She began her career as a backup dancer on tour with Little Mama, getting her lip gloss on, and appeared in several music videos, including Beyonce's Party. But she also launched her music career in 2010.
Yeah.
And since then, she's opened up for acts like Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz.
Yeah. Day has also been a part of the Flocabulary family also for a while.
Yeah.
And she's worked on a couple of songs like Fannie Lou Hamer and Sacagawea. So let's hear from Day on what she has to share about our timeless icon, Mr. James Baldwin.
Oh, but you can't ask a writer that. Writer doesn't know. In any case, the writer can't tell you what you should read. They'll get the lesson out of it that they get.
James Baldwin was ahead of his time, an author, an essayist, a poet, and even a playwright. To a young single mother, James Baldwin was born up in Harlem, New York, 1924. His grandfather was enslaved, his stepfather was a minister. The library on 135th was his choice for extracurricular activities. The division of Negro literature was growing rapidly. He developed a passion for reading and writing, and later mentored by two greater writers of that timing, County Cullen and Richard Wright, and the Harlem Renaissance helped to shape his life. He wrote openly about racism and reality, including men and women in his own sexuality. After graduating high school, he decided not to attend college, but he wasn't no fool. He worked to support his family and 8 siblings. During this time, he faced discrimination. This was during the peak time of segregation, so after a racist incident, he couldn't take it. He moved along to Greenwich Village, where other popular artists and writers were living. In 1948, he moved on to Paris. He loved it there, discovered himself, and further flourished. Go Tell It on the Mountain, published 1953, was his first novel and semi-autobiography. Future novels and essays gained notoriety. James was on his way to changing the game undeniably.
So where's the hope? Where is the... Our hope has always been it's in black people themselves.
And what is your counsel to them?
Oh, I'm the one that counsels black people. They counsel to me. That's why I'm here. They know better than I regarding what we have to do.
Now you're going to write.
James continued to write largely about the black identity, the pain and the struggle using brutal honesty. A leading voice in the civil rights movement, addressing white people, stirring the revolution. Not a black writer, but a self-claimed American writer, asking whites to examine themselves and aim higher. Criticized through the 60s and 70s for not creating just for black folks, but catering to white society. His novels broke new ground and gained him praise as he explored complex themes in nuanced ways. If Bill Street could talk, well, let's talk about it. A black man doing time for a crime he didn't commit. In the novels Another Country and Giovanni's Room, his character relationships were interracial, some same-sex, some extramarital. These topics were deemed unfavorable. James believed these things weren't easy to label. In France, 1987, James died from cancer, spent most his life seeking all the answers. Long live his work in iconoclastic ways. Things we learned from James still applies today.
Anyway, you write a book to share something, to clarify something, perhaps to declare your connection with everybody else, and to claim, and for them to claim you.
That beat was amazing. And
Right.
what I also really loved is that the video said it best. Long live his work in iconoclastic ways. Things we've learned from James Baldwin still applies today.
Yeah, those are dope bars right there.
I
for
mean,
real.
those two lines right there just
Yeah.
embody our theme today for Black History Month program, which is timeless and trailblazing.
Yes, most definitely. One of my favorite James Baldwin quotes, actually, is not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed if it is not faced. We see that throughout all of his works in activism and perseverance for further human rights, but it's also throughout his literature and as a reminder for us today to continue that work.
Yes, for sure. And what was also shown in this video is that we heard that his writings and perspectives were heavily influenced by where he lived and the culture that was prevalent during the time, just like with the students that we teach, right? We cannot ignore the times in which they're living and the culture that surrounds them. And what was prevalent to him during that time was growing up in the Harlem Renaissance.
Right. So therefore, in this next video, we're going to hear more about what was the Harlem Renaissance and why it was considered such a trailblazing movement in the history of Black Americans, as well as American culture, period.
Tell the truth.
Right.
Tell the truth. So we're going to hear about the Harlem Renaissance by performer and artist Don Will, who worked on Flocabulary videos such as Booker T. Washington and W.E.B. Du Bois, just to name a few.
Right.
So Don Will is also a Brooklyn-based rapper.
Okay, Brooklyn. All right.
Who has parlayed his passion for music and writing into a wide array of opportunities. He's a member of the rap group Tanya Morgan, which has garnered critical acclaim, but also he stays busy. He's produced music for The Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, as well as one of my favorite podcasts, BuzzFeed's Another Round. And keeps going. He's also part of a comedy act with comedian Wyatt Cena and then DJs all over the city of New York. Skills, for sure. So I'm excited to learn more about the Harlem Renaissance from Don Will.
The rebirth, yeah, we born again. That's what the Harlem Renaissance is. African Americans found a spotlight, and we used it to highlight culture, art, joy, pain, music, dance, everything. Harlem was the place, go New York, that it started taking shape. Renaissance. When slavery ended, blacks in the South started heading north like peace, we out. This is what you call the Great Migration from fields to big cities in hopes of escaping racial terrorism and seeking opportunities. Harlem, New York was a welcoming community full of free thinkers and liberal minds. They spent money on art and had a good time. From this, new ideas began to arise about blackness in America with thinkers like W.E.B. Du Bois and his theory of double consciousness, which said black people feel that their identity splits between being African and being American. And Marcus Garvey encouraged pride in that African heritage and tried to unite black Americans with the idea of going back to Africa, aka the homeland. These movements were at the start of what we call the Harlem Renaissance. The rebirth, yeah, we born again. That's what the Harlem Renaissance is. African Americans found a spotlight, and we used it to highlight culture, art, joy, pain, music, dance, everything. Harlem was the place that it started taking shape. A renaissance is a rebirth of sorts, and blacks redefine their worth through art. A musical name shuffle along, in fact, was written, produced, and performed by blacks. The first of its kind, a blockbuster that white and black showgoers went nuts over. Jazz and the blues made their way to Harlem too, and people were amazed at the crowds they drew. Musicians like Duke Ellington and Louis Armstrong packed out the house every night they performed songs. Singers like Bessie Smith and Billie Holiday sang so beautifully, it blew the crowd away. It was also time to shine for writers and poets. Black authors really saw their work flourish, like Zora Neale Hurston and Claude McKay used their mighty pens to express their views and explored themes like race and racism. The work proved timeless, it's full of wisdom. Some even sound great over rap beats too. For instance, Dreams by Langston Hughes. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken wing bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field, frozen with snow.
Harlem is the spot we locked. We made a renaissance. Our response, discrimination, got my people low, but we use brilliance to show you our souls. Music, art, poetry, intellectuals. Harlem Renaissance is our response. Harlem Renaissance is our response.
Yeah.
Yes, that was amazing. The Harlem Renaissance really encapsulated the talents and gifts of Black Americans.
Indeed.
And as the song said, that period really set the stage to highlight Black culture, Black art, Black joy,
Yes, ma'am.
Black pain,
Come on.
music, dance, and as my grandmother likes to say, and everything.
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 Yes.
Everything indeed. And again,
Mhm.
how timeless is the art and writing from this movement?
I know.
When Don Will rapped Langston Hughes' poem Dreams over that funky beat, that's timeless.
Timeless for
Yeah,
sure.
indeed.
So I have a question for the audience. So think about who is timeless today. So think about your favorite Black artists and who from the Harlem Renaissance may have influenced their work.
You got one?
I do. So
Okay.
my queen, my girl has always been Mary J. Blige. Yes.
All right.
Loved her since the 411. And so she has always sang lyrics that mean so much to me, but it was the feeling that she invoked, right?
Wow.
What her words really conveyed. And I think about then like Billie Holiday, same as like the words, but it was the feelings that you really connected with, that you could feel what she was saying that was true.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, well, you felt everything when she fell out of the Super Bowl halftime show with No More Drama.
Don't come for my queen.
No, for real. Actually, mine's a little bit more personal.
Okay.
My favorite new artist right now is actually my 13-year-old son, who's a trumpet player, who's gotten really, really good. And he's actually influenced by Louis Armstrong from that era. The ability to be able to play, these intricate notes and songs, but also sing.
Wow.
Has really inspired my son to do more, with his musical skills.
Yes.
So that's it for me. So
awesome.
Well, however, next up,
Yes.
we have more videos highlighting the trailblazing work of Black Americans in the field of math, science, sports, and government.
Awesome. That's right. So we're going to learn more about trailblazing mathematician Miss Katherine Johnson.
Yeah.
Who's also a soror of mine.
What? Come on now.
I had to.
We gonna get one?
Yeah. No.
Oh, okay. All right.
Whose brilliance in her field was critical to how Americans got to outer space.
Oh yeah, for sure. So actually, Nearpod and Flocabulary's very own Ike Ramos will share the story of Katherine Johnson, who has also contributed to Flocab videos like Ruby Bridges, Martin Luther King, actually one of my favorites, the Tuskegee Airmen as well.
Yeah. So Ike Ramos is both a senior director of sales and artist here at Nearpod and Flocabulary. And like me, Ike attended the University of Texas at Austin, Hookham, where he received his bachelor's and honed his skills as a DJ, producer, and rapper. And while he was in Austin, he released several projects and actually shared the stages with some really big name hip hop legends. Some of my favorites, including Method Man, Guru Buckshot, Lil Wayne, and Rakim, and some others. So after graduating from UT, Ike began teaching and coaching at the high school level. And then soon he received his master's in educational leadership from Texas State University. And then from there, transitioned into school leadership, where he served as an AP principal at both the elementary and secondary.
Come on,
level.
Ike.
Stays busy.
Absolutely.
Stays busy. So Ike, take it away.
What's up, everybody? My name is Ike Ramos. I'm a senior sales director for the East here at Nearpod and Flocabulary. And I have to say, it's just an absolute honor to be able to contribute in the celebration of Black History Month. I'm a Latino, and I love my own culture, and I love my own language and traditions and history. But in full transparency, Black culture has had such an impact on my life personally that I always want to make sure that I'm doing my part to help share those rich stories, help tell the true history of what our Black brothers and sisters have endured, all that they've accomplished, and all the greatness that undoubtedly will come in the future. So sending love to all my Black brothers and sisters out there, both in the company and beyond. Just wishing you nothing but love and blessings. So that said, today I'm going to be performing a song about Katherine Johnson, an incredible lady and inspiration, brilliant mathematician who contributed greatly to a lot of what NASA accomplished throughout history. So before we dive into the live performance, though, I did want to share some of my favorite artists that have influenced me on the music front. And so, you see the record collection behind me. I had to limit myself to 3 or we'd be here all day. But one of those records is the OJ's. Probably my favorite song on this record is I Love Music. If you've never heard it, go check it out. 1970s R&B soul music, just brilliant musicians and singers. Now what's crazy is that music influenced a lot of the hip hop that would come after. One of those being Pete Rock and CL Smooth. This record is the single for They Reminisce Over You. Probably my favorite hip hop song of all time, if not up there top 5 for sure. If you've never heard it, check it out. They Reminisce Over You by Pete Rock and CL Smooth. And then the third record I grabbed off the shelf was Outkast. Just probably probably my favorite and one of the greatest hip hop duos of all time. And then Andre 3000, even as a solo artist, probably my personal favorite rapper of all time. Again, if not top, maybe at least top 5, if not the number 1 spot. But anyhow, just wanted to share a couple of those as they have had an incredible impact on my life personally. And so without further ado, let's dive into this live performance. Hope you guys enjoy it. And let's kick it off. I got to be my own DJ today, so bear with me. Again, this song is about Katherine Johnson. A true hidden figure that deserves for us to tell her story. Look, she was born without a silver spoon, West Virginia mountain town, 1918, that's the year she touched the ground. A black girl, born at a time when girls weren't prized for their minds, and black folk had to fight to survive under segregation laws that white folk had survived. And though there were many obstacles in her path, Katherine Johnson didn't let them hold her back. She was drawn to numbers, mastered math, and took hard classes for the fastest track to college. She had enrolled at age 15. When she graduated, what would she be? Meanwhile, a program had been created that would lead to the dream of space exploration. This was before computers had silicon chips. Computers back then had a pulse in their wrist. These women had NASA crunch numbers non-stop. Without them, the engineers couldn't do their jobs. Then war broke out, men saw it firsthand, and job discrimination was banned. So black women like Katherine joined NASA. Those segregations split the group in half. Different bathrooms, cafeterias, workspace, unequal treatment, hurt in the worst way. She wrote the book. She made the model. She looked up at the moon. Yeah, we fly so high. Unsung heroes. Listen. Johnson was inquisitive, always asked why, and in the face of barriers, her dreams didn't die. She never gave in, no, she wouldn't relent. Though some meetings seemed only for men, Johnson asked if there was a law against women attending them, and then she went. By 50, America was face to face with the Soviets in the Cold War race to space. The space race for Johnson especially, man, she was calculating rocket trajectories. The path they take, doing it right, meant life or death for Alan Shepard's fight. He didn't orbit the Earth, but hey, he was the first American up in space. On John Glenn's first orbit of the Earth, they used an electronic computer to make it work. But John Glenn said, nah, don't launch me yet. I want Katherine Johnson to double check. And when Neil Armstrong took a giant step for mankind, well, you can bet that Johnson did the calculations to get the Apollo 11 mission to the moon. This computer was doing what they thought she could never do. To me, that's incredible, and that's why I'm telling you. She wrote the book. She made the model. She looked up at the moon. Yeah, we fly so high. Unsung heroes. See them now. Yeah, just vibe out with me real quick. Katherine Johnson. Let me see those fists in the air. Let our black brothers and sisters know we stand in solidarity with all of them, both in the workforce, in the workplace, and beyond. It's one race, one human race, with so many beautiful cultures, and we got to be intentional about trying to learn more about the cultures of our brothers and sisters. All right, y'all, peace.
I mean, how many people put their fist up when he actually?
Right. For real.
Yes.
Now, here's the funny thing, though.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying, like, wait a minute, I've heard of Katherine Johnson, but wasn't she the one that Taraji P. Henson, portrayed in that movie Hidden Figures?
Yes.
Yeah. But here's the cool thing, though, y'all. Her calculations were not just a contribution to NASA getting to the moon, but they were essential to the safety of these space shuttle launches.
Yes, exactly. And that's why in the song that we just heard, it was like, actually, no, wait, I need Katherine Johnson to run those numbers for us because that is how I know for sure that it's going to be safe. So there's that essential critical piece. And what's really, interesting / sad / like there's just so many untold stories because I did not know about Katherine Johnson until that movie came out.
Wow.
And we have so many stories untold like hers about Black brilliant minds, not just contributing to the arts and music, but also to math, science, technology. And so again, these contributions aren't just in the past and therefore historical as if they just don't continue to happen, right? They're happening right now.
That's absolutely truth.
You're right.
We have amazing Black scientists today like Tamit Jabru, who works in artificial intelligence, about to take over, and Jelani Nelson, who specializes in sketching and streaming algorithms.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I feel you, but we are all about to find out much more about that coming soon.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I've learned so much from the previous 3 videos. So music, specifically hip hop, does have a way of making learning accessible. So a question for you all watching, what have you learned so far just from watching the videos that we've shown?
Yeah. Go ahead and throw that in the chat as well, because we want to learn from one another. As that's the main reason why we're trying to do this as well, is not only showcase what do we do here at Flocabulary, but also bring the knowledge and wisdom that's necessary for us to continue to grow.
Agree.
All right. So we're gonna keep this party rolling.
Yes.
All right. And we're gonna learn about another timeless and trailblazing person in the arena of sports, Mr. Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, so we've all heard of Jackie Robinson and what he did in the field of sports. But after watching this video, there were some things that I didn't know about him.
For real?
Yeah.
Well,
For real.
Let me help you out.
Yeah.
Though. Oh, well, actually, let's let Ness help us all out.
All
so
right.
Ness, who's also worked with Flocabulary in several videos like Slavery in America and Emmett Till, which is really essential and relevant right now with the Whoopi Goldberg series that just, broadcasted not too long ago. But Ness is actually from North Philly. Whatever. Okay, that's cool. But hip hop actually became Ness's refuge, right? So, and years later, he actually went to Florida A&M, which is one of our HBCUs as well, where he actually took up his love of art, right? And he took it to the next level by becoming a full-fledged MC.
Yeah, so let's hear from Ness. And while you are listening, jot down some things that you never knew about this trailblazing athlete.
Yeah, Jackie Robinson was a great man. If you don't know, now you know. Or better yet, you about to find out. Check, There once was a man named Jackie, born in 1919, 31st of January. The place was Cairo, Georgia. This was not long after slavery. Segregation still a thing. Black people treated unfairly. Yo, Jim Crow, they call it Jim Crow. Law say separate but equal. Law separating people. Segregation was legal. Here's how it goes. If you're black, white restaurant can't go. White school can't go. White library, a hotel, a hospital, no. Oh, young Jackie was good at sports, man. I'm talking about any sport, like name a sport, man. Football and basketball, baseball and track. First UCLA, student to letter and awful in fact. Fast forward 1944, young Jackie growed up now. He wanted to play in the major leagues, but at the time it was not allowed in baseball. Black players relegated to the Negro leagues. Baseball was segregated like Jim Crow. Please, but that was some change. Branch Rickey, manager of the all-white Brooklyn Dodgers, did not feel the same, impressed by his game. More importantly, young Jackie's upright character. Knew that Jackie was the right man to break the color barrier. Jackie Robinson, Jackie Robinson, Jackie number 42. Jackie, all praises due. Jackie Robinson, salute to you. Jackie, the first black man in the major league. Jackie, I thought this was America, land of the free. Jackie Robinson, Jackie Robinson, Jackie number 42. Yeah, all praises due. Jackie Robinson, salute to you. The first black man in the major league. Jackie, 1947. Jackie, April 15th. April 15th, 1947. First game as a Brooklyn Dodger. That's the day he entered
into the major leagues. The place was Ebbsfield, a great day, but bigotry ain't got no chill. Jackie dealt with harassment, some fans booed him from the stands, man. Racial slurs, all kind of words, just because he was a black man. Umpires, opposing players, even players on his own team gave your man Jackie Robinson a hard time, man. That's so mean. Still in all, he persevered. First year, won Rookie of the Year, no fear. Stayed cool, stayed calm, kept it on the field. He played 10 years, 6 years, he was an all-star. Played in 6 World Series, even won the National League MVP award. 1957, he retired from the game. 1962, the first African-American inducted into the Hall of Fame. After his playing days, he wasn't playing no games. Kept fighting for civil rights until his final days. He was on the board of the NAACP. A true champion like Muhammad Ali. In 97, 50th anniversary of his debut, Major League Baseball retired Jackie's number 42. Jackie Robinson, Jackie Robinson, Jackie number 42. All praises due, Jackie Robinson, salute to you. The first black man in the major leagues. I thought this was America, land of the free. Jackie Robinson, Jackie Robinson, Jackie number 42. Jackie. All praises due, Jackie Robinson, salute to you. Jackie. The first black man in the major league. Jackie. 1947, Jackie. April 15th.
That's what's up.
Ness did that. That's it's like one of my favorite.
Absolutely. Killing it. Killed it.
Well, a lot of you all entered into the chat of like some things that you've learned either in the prior videos or even just in this video that we just watched with Ness talking about Jackie Robinson. And similar to some of the what folks are saying, like I didn't know that. I knew Jackie Robinson was connected to sports, specifically baseball, but I had no idea that it was other sports like football, basketball, and track that he excelled in.
For real.
Not
for real.
played in.
Right.
Excelled.
Absolutely. Now, Jackie Robinson was talked a lot about, for where I'm from. I'm from Kansas City.
Yes,
Most people don't know that Jackie Robinson started his career with the Kansas City Monarchs, wore number 5, and actually my high school.
Well, pause there.
Pause.
Okay.
All right.
Let's share a little bit with the folks. When you say Kansas City Monarchs.
All right, so Kansas City Monarchs is one of the most popular teams in the Negro Leagues.
Yes.
And as we all know, especially what we heard from the video, we had to build our own table, create our own league, because we weren't allowed, Black people weren't allowed to play into the major league. So Kansas City Monarchs was one of those popular teams, with some great athletes who eventually did make it to the major leagues after Jackie Robinson did. And like I was saying, my high school was built on County Fairgrounds where the Monarchs actually played. And the Negro League Baseball Museum is actually right down the street from my high school. So I've had it, and I've loved it. And my dad constantly talked about Mr. Jackie Robinson. So love that video.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing, like, not only the history of what you know about the major leagues, but also like your personal connection to
thank
that.
you, Nick.
Yes,
Thank you.
So now, can you believe it? It's time to actually show our last video.
Oh, yeah.
Like highlighting our theme, specifically focused on timeless and trailblazing, celebrating Black culture.
Yeah. So to help set us up for this video, we're going to bring in my man, Chris Payne, who is actually Nearpod's senior audio production manager. What's up, Chris?
What's up? How's it going, everyone?
It's on you, bro.
Thank you so much. What a great event. I'm so happy to be here. But up next, we're going to watch a video written and performed by a student. So some backstory. Back in 2019, we launched our first ever Black History Month writing contest, and we received over 1,000 entries, which was super exciting. And you can imagine it's really hard to go through and pick a winner. But this one kid, Jaden, from Chicago, which is my hometown, so I take a lot of pride. He stood out. He wrote some very, very vivid lyrics. And had this calm but very hard-hitting flow. But what's really special about this video was Jaden's ability to connect John Lewis's activism to present day. It blew us all away. He was the runaway winner. And, this happened, back in 2019 before COVID. We were able to fly him out to Brooklyn and record the song in our Brooklyn studio with help from my brother, Mike Judd, and also a hook sung by one of our collaborators, Akanefa. We think we made something very special. So without further ado, can't wait for you to see this video about John Lewis and his fight for voting rights.
strange fruit hanging from trees in the night, swaying in the wind, symbols the ending of life. Picture your mother dead just for trying to vote. Inside your done you feel so we dying of hope. They seen us being killed, they tighten the rope. The more and more we spoke out, the higher we'll go. We say this world is better, things happen to bring back time. They tried to knock us down, and that we would go run and hide. Actions I made in life results to crime me. Let me tell you about someone who was willing to die for me. Someone who fought for rights to get equality and peace. They said to preach the word, man, I'ma speak on reality. John Lewis, a real figure in this movement. Black lives matter, to this day we still use it. Born in Alabama, 1940 in the segregation. He worked the field, some we don't know about in this generation. To make a living in this country, all the problems facing. He was a black man who beat the odds winning education. Such a reason we as blacks are going enjoy vacation. To tell a story from his face, his life we start to trace it. They tried to wipe us out, and that fact we never lose it. He protests for rights to eat together as one unit. He wanted us to be one whole. I see a black and white diverse class in front of my eyes, so yeah, we reached that goal. And at that time, blacks and whites, we couldn't ride together. Lewis decided that wasn't gonna be life forever. John Lewis is of the famous 13 who wrote a bus of black and whites, cause Dr. King had a dream. A freedom rider, a leader with respect. Arrested over 20 times, equity at his best. Equity at his best. Crazy how activists get thrown to jail. For some non-violent acts, we gotta hold a cell. But they can beat us down and shoot us 16 times in the back. Go to court and people barely want to acknowledge that. I understand people see it from a certain view. Put you in my shoes, what happens when it's down to you?
We still gotta ride for freedom. Let us ride. John Lewis taught us to fight. For our right.
1965, Lewis marched for the right to vote. Unless it's 100 people, an event that makes one clear throat. State trooper just wouldn't let him pass. On his knees he prayed with others, need y'all to listen class. Told him to disperse, so when they didn't, they put on their masks. Started attacking protesters with everything they had. Lewis ran, police caught him and they beat him down. Fractured his skull cause his skin was brown. Bloody Sunday. Couple months later, August 6th, voting rights became enacted and I just can't resist. Thanking John Lewis himself for paying on that day. No longer to the system anymore, we be his slaves. Because of him, African Americans have more life. He gave a chance to go and score on life. And I say thank you for fighting for the future and the lives today. Man of pride, hero who paved the way. John
Still
Lewis.
gotta ride.
John Lewis.
For freedom.
John Lewis.
Let us ride. John Lewis taught us to fight for our rights.
Young people behind the Iron Curtain would see Selma and eventually tear down that wall. Young people in Soweto would hear Bobby Kennedy talk about ripples of hope and eventually banish the scourge of apartheid. Young people in Burma went to prison rather than submit to military rule. They saw what John Lewis had done.
I love that song so much. That hook gets me every single time, and Jaden's lyrics is just so amazing. So thank you so much for coming to this event today. It felt so good to have everyone here. But before we get out of here, we got to give some special thanks to everyone who made this production possible. First off, we got to give a special thanks to Brian Smith, who came up with this idea and pulled everyone together to make it happen. And also, you got to give a shout out to Nick Starr, Nicholas Knight, and Brianna Logan for helping with the planning of this event. And then finally, we got to shout out our brothers and sisters over at Renaissance, Chastity McFarland and Robert Bryan, for helping us unite both Black employee networks together and bringing this thing to life. And just to see the collaboration of both ERGs already is so special and exciting. We're working together and making some plans for the future that we're all really excited about. And we're gonna, work every day together to reach the goal of having a truly equitable world. If you are a Black employee at Nearpod and Renaissance and want to learn some more about what we're doing, please reach out, join our monthly meetings, and join the planning and all the things that we've been doing today. So I'm gonna push it back over to Brianna to close us out.
Wow, I'm speechless. This was amazing. I don't know about you, but I think I'm gonna have to update my playlist to include all of the songs that I heard today. Thank you all for attending this event. As we look forward to the future, let's continue to embrace and remember the courageous and inspirational leaders from our past that you've learned about through the songs and poems that you heard today. Although we still have a long way to go in our fight for a true, diverse, and equitable society, let's continue to celebrate because we have made progress and will continue to do so one step at a time. Thank you again, everyone.
Wow.